Cause that shit had me crying.
Miki.
Born in the Valley at the
What part?
Vibe. That's when the live happened when he was singing
Oh,
that
right.
song.
That's the song. Yeah.
Then they hit the studio.
Shout out to Joey. Shout out to Darrell Boykins
Yeah.
at their
Yeah.
situation, man.
Yes, sir. Welcome back. MikiDz Podcast,
Man.
episode 53.
53.
5 Trey.
Yep.
We are in here and back. And, I'm hoping we can still hang out in a week.
Man, they are cutting our legs, aren't they?
Man,
Yeah, well.
they gave you a little taste and said, psych.
What if they said bars are not allowed to be open, gyms are not allowed to be open, and podcasts are not allowed to record?
So specific.
Specifically, you, MikiDz Show.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll
We
find a
don't have
way.
to do this underground.
We get the Zoom
Demolition,
popping.
man.
We need to get the Zoom popping.
Let's keep it funky. We've been getting together since day one, even when shit's been locked down.
Yeah.
No Zoom. No,
Yeah.
We've been out here.
out here.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with us not being able to figure it out, but
Yeah.
and everything to do with us wanting to provide you with great content
Yeah.
every single Monday.
Yeah. It's just a different type of pod, I guess. Just in everything we've seen with the Zooming, apparently the BET Awards were dope via Zoom, but
Right.
the
I
podcast is just a different. Like I was watching Joe Rogan and what's the guy that just put out a movie? Jon Stewart. I was watching that on YouTube, and Joe Rogan only does podcasting, from his studio.
Right.
And he had Jon Stewart zoom in, and Jon Stewart's an incredible guy, extremely insightful. And although it was insightful, it just wasn't the same without him being in the studio with Joe.
Yeah.
Right.
And, that Joe is Joe. He's a millionaire with that shit. But yeah, we're here in the flesh.
Ready to go.
Yeah, man. I was scrolling through the usual platforms, and I saw a DJ say, gonna choose a different career path because everything's shutting down again. And then I start to think, what would it be like if hundreds of DJs just start falling off because they got bills to pay and they have families and all that? What would the landscape look like in your guys' minds if there were just hundreds of less DJs? And mind you, a lot of clubs would still be closed even when things open. It's it's not going to be the same. I don't know. What do you guys think? I know it's a pretty.
Are you asking like they're done for good or they just done for the year?
Let's just say they're done for good. Like, cause this is the way I see DJing. It's like there are some of us that do it to escape a 9-to-5, a traditional job, right? And
Sure.
a
So
traditional
they treat it as a
employer. So it's more than just a hobby. It's your lifestyle. And some of us live for that one big booking a year. And let's say it pays $2,000 or let's say $1,000 because some DJs can regularly be paid $200-$300. Let's say it's $1,000. Like you live for those moments. You live for the opportunity to travel to Miami and do something, or to Chicago and run off 4 bookings. And you can't do that if you run a regular job, right? So there are a lot of different ways of looking at it. I think a lot of DJs, if they say they're done and they find something that's safe, they find something that keeps food on the table, keeps their family fed, the bills paid, why would they go back to DJing unless it's just like a hobby thing you're going to do on a Friday or a Saturday every once in a while?
Because safe is boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now everybody has that mentality.
Safe is guaranteed.
Yeah. Is it? Because look, we're in a pandemic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even people who have safe jobs are not working.
Yeah.
Or getting put on furlough.
But at least they got
You know what I'm saying?
proof of income
Yeah, that's
to
true.
collect unemployment.
That's true.
So-
I mean,
or benefits.
independent contractors are getting that too. So,
True.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get it. I would understand why someone would want to go that. If you have mouths to feed, if you have a family to feed and such like that, and like you said, you rely on these bookings and this obviously this year it's not happening for you.
Yeah.
You might reconsider your career path, and you might want to be like, listen, my number one priority is my family.
Right.
You know what I mean? Regardless of what my career is and whatever, you know what I mean? Like your number one priority. I'm all for it. Like by all means. I mean, I felt like if I was in that position, I probably would consider it. Luckily, I only have a fiance and no kids, so
Yeah.
I get to be out here and be reckless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think as a DJ, that's always been a thing. You know, your bookings are never guaranteed unless you sign a physical contract.
Yeah.
And when's the last time a DJ signed a contract? You haven't seen contracts since the AM days.
Well, typically,
pretty much.
you just have a agreement
Yeah.
with the
Something.
bars and the clubs.
Yeah, you have a verbal agreement, but
Yeah.
that can be easily broken. You know what I'm saying? So it's every day, every week, every month is a gamble. You know, we can all attest to it that some months we're booked 4 days out of the week every week, but then there's some months where we're probably only booked once a week. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
and that's just part of the game. You know, that's part of the industry and doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that this is affecting, and keep in mind, this is affecting everybody. It's not like you're the only one not getting paid, you know what I mean, or getting
Right.
gigs or anything like that. No one is working right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I get why it would be hard and it'd be frustrating, but you just gotta listen. If all the DJs want, if hundreds of DJs want to quit, cool. That's glory day for the rest of us, right? Because when shit, and that's why I asked you if it's for good or if it's just for the year. Because if it's for good, when shit open back up, oh boy, that's gonna force a lot of bookers and promoters and whatnot to they can't play the undercutting game. You know what I mean? I don't want to book you because this DJ is cheaper. Nah, those cheaper DJs ain't around no more. You got to book one of these cats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that kind of puts the ball in our court as DJs that are still, you know, going to thrive at this and continue to do it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, from experience, like I've been in the DJ game. I was in the game for a minute, and I took a departure to build something different, you know, and
Yeah.
something that, not that I knew that I was going to prepare for this pandemic or this moment, but you know, there was always this mindset of like, with DJing, as fun as it is, as great as it is, and as much as I enjoy it, I always had a problem with having to physically be somewhere to be able to make money. And I wanted to have something else. And that's where, you know, my experience in retail began. And that's why, you know, I've dedicated a lot of time to that. And not that everybody who's gotten into retail has had my fortune or luck or timing or different things like that. And obviously I worked hard, but at the end of the day, like, you know, I came back because it's more supportive than like the foundation. It's just like a couple extra things to add on to what I got going on. But not everybody's in that position. So I think, you know, before running into a situation like this, I just always thought it would be really good to be able to do more than just kind of one lane. And the mentality of, I think of any entrepreneur that's trying to become successful at whatever that means, right? Like financially, in your relationship or just stability, I think the answer always comes back to multiple streams of income.
Yeah.
So that if anything were ever to shut down, you're still relying on, you know, whether it's the stock market, side investments, DJing, a business, services of some sort, legal services, that
illegal
you know,
services,
I think
illegal services.
Well, that's why and that's why a lot of DJs like end up going into careers aligned with what they do, whether it's editing music, editing video, graphic design. Everything that you kind of become, you do everything. You have to do everything. So marketing, like, you know, it's all part of it. So
yeah, I think a lot of guys were stuck DJing, and I think it's something you really wanted to do in your 20s, or even they call it your teens. Because Rell, you how old were you, 19 when you started DJing? 20?
Yeah, around 18, 19.
Yeah, so you know, guys start in their teens, start house parties, and they get into their 20s and they do bars and clubs. And I think it's just something you don't ever want to end because it's so much fun when you're at that age.
Yeah.
Because you can go out, get reckless, you can sleep with women, you can sleep with men, you can eat at 2 a.m. and it won't affect you the next morning. You can drink all night. And you wake up the next day feeling good enough to do it again. So I think you get stuck in that path, in that going down that road. And then when you get older and into your 30s, you don't have the same interest. You're settled down. You're not staying out late when you don't have to.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think there are a lot of DJs that have been doing this for 10 plus years that were just stuck. And I think a lot of them hated the fact that they had to drink to get through a night. You know, they had to get a buzz going to get through a night, or else it was just fucking boring. And if you get a job that pays decent right now, you're probably not going to be looking back. I was talking to a DJ where he said, ever since I stopped DJing because of the pandemic, I haven't drank. I haven't done anything to harm my body. I lost weight. I'm drinking more water. I'm just a healthier person.
Just at me, bro.
It wasn't you.
You didn't stop drinking.
I only had one shot. It was for my birthday.
Really?
I haven't had a
Me
single
too.
drink.
Me too. I only had a shot on my birthday.
I'm not hanging out with you guys.
Miki and I have been drinking the same amount.
Shit. I'm out here.
Right. That's how you know my life changed. Me and Joe drinking the same
Yeah,
amount.
right, exactly. We drinking the same amount in the last.
That's how you know we're in a pandemic.
3
Joe's
months.
drink.
Because of the pandemic, I've been drinking more.
Okay, well, be careful. Take care of yourself.
Shot o'clock.
I'm still in the gym, baby. You see me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we see you. You killing it. You killing it. But yeah, so yeah, I think some of the older guys are just over it. And if they're gonna find something more comfortable, something healthier, another alternative, yeah, I think they're gonna call it a wrap. And there's also a chase. There's a challenge of getting these gigs. You see someone else getting it. Ooh, you know, I want to get that gig. Or I want that booking. I know I'm capable of. I have a couple different ideas and ways. There's like a challenge that we all really thoroughly enjoy when it comes to getting bookings. And, you know, you get to flex muscles and do all that. And I think that starts to wear off with a lot of guys and you lose that hunger. And if you get something that's a little bit more stable and something puts you in a healthier position, you're like, man, fuck this challenge. Fuck this run. Fuck all this stuff. Like, I just want to chill, come home to my woman, you know, have a healthier lifestyle. Like, I get that.
Yeah.
That's why guys are over it.
No, yeah, I could definitely understand that 100%. You know what I mean? I feel like we all get to that point where it's just like, all right, I only want to DJ when I want to, not because I have to.
Yeah.
Because I got to pay this bill or the mortgage or car note or whatever the case is. So, yeah, I agree with you 100%.
I think it's about if you still have a little bit of a drive, it's about being creative. And you know, when we were coming up, we put all our energy into getting the best gigs for ourselves. And to Mike's point, when he took his energy away from DJing and he put it on into other things, it opened doors. It opened his eyes to new opportunities. But we are, and you know, I'm victim of it too. We are just locked into getting the best gigs around the country and putting all your energy into that. Well, pandemic hits, and now I got to put my energy into other things. And now more opportunities are coming up, or I've created more opportunities for myself. Same for you guys.
Yeah.
You guys are doing your own thing, and there's no lack of income in anyone's in this group. So I think, you know, obviously the pandemic worked out for some people, and it probably helped some people realize, what am I chasing?
Yeah.
You got to
know?
think like an IG model.
Go
Like
on.
you can't.
I'm listening.
You can't. You're not going to be the pretty young girl forever.
Yeah, but if you get some work done, you know, some
Sure,
lip
that'll
injections.
let you go longer.
Yeah, I'll add
But you need
another
to put
2
you
or 3
need to
years.
stop being at some point. You need to stop being the girl that guys want to fuck and become the girl that women want to be.
Yeah.
Like,
Or men want a wife.
or men want a wife or whatever. But like, in the sense of like, for the most part, when girls, women are on Instagram and
Tell
they're
us what
showing
women do on Instagram,
Yeah.
Mike.
So, hey, look, treading some really dangerous waters here, but fuck it, we're diving.
We're diving.
We're diving.
Hey, man, when you see it,
I'm going in ISO. All right, here we go. So there's early on in Instagram when algorithms were regular and not crazy, women could literally post themselves with not as much clothes, or, you know, thirst trap photos, if you will, and it would engage, right? And even though, you know, way back in the day, there was this time for all of our young listeners where if you would like something, it would show everyone that you liked it.
Yeah.
And even then, that all these girls would get so much traction to their Instagrams, hence growing a following.
Yeah.
What the problem is, if you're a woman and you're showing yourself in that light, well, what can you sell? Yourself.
Tea.
And not the
No.
Your-
Flat
your-
tummy tea. No.
yourself. I mean, that's one of the phases.
Yeah.
And yourself in the sense of like the image of, you know, being with you or whatever. And so really what you're promoting is calendars or events that you're going to be at or go-go dancing or whatever the case may be. Like, and then you have to transition to where you realize, well, women also want to be you because of the attention you grab and the light that you shine. And so at that point, that's where the tea comes in. Like, oh, I use this product. This is what makes me me, right? Same like Jordan's made Jordan jump. No, he's an amazing athlete.
Yeah.
And so with women, you have to find this transition over time, you know, to go from the desired woman in men's eyes to how will your influence impact
it's like saying you got to grow up with your following.
Yes.
Because it's like a rapper. Like if I wanted to hear the energy of Snoop's first album over and over again, he's gonna be like, "Fuck you, dude! Like I've evolved.
Right.
You got to grow up too." And on the flip side, you'd want to hear a more mature Snoop as you got older.
Yeah, of course.
And, you know,
I mean, Kanye might be one of the best examples, period, just for his transition to be the ability to really shift.
Use Jesus as a write-off.
I mean,
out here selling face.
Let's not go into all that. But his transition into footwear, his transition from his influence in fashion to now, you know, his ability to just set up really large, you know, deals in corporate America and, you know, break through. You know, everything he said he did, you know, and even though he looked crazy at the time when he was younger, like he's been able to influence the world.
DJs, look, it doesn't have to be an all or nothing thing. You don't have to quit and call
Kanye
it
West is a Gemini, just for
I
joke.
know. I wasn't gonna say that because I'm sick of saying he's a Gemini because you're a Gemini and you go out and say he's a Gemini. But DJs, it doesn't have to be an all or nothing thing. Like our guy Miki over here, you can do stuff during the day and still DJ at night,
streams of impact.
and not rely. I can almost guarantee you if you stop relying on your DJ or figure out a way to not rely on your DJ pay to pay the bills,
you have a lot more fun
then
with it.
you'll have more fun with it. You can be a
Your
little bit
leverage is
choosier.
great.
You'll have leverage. And if hundreds of DJs dropped out, to Rell's point, we ain't doing shit for 200 anymore.
Yeah, fuck out of here.
Prices is going up.
Yeah.
Like,
Nah,
I know
still
he don't
going
DJ,
up?
she don't DJ.
There's still that kid.
You
There's still
gonna pay-
that guy.
Yeah, but you're going to see what
but there's
happens
gonna
when
be
you book
less of
that
them,
guy.
though.
You're going to see what happens when you
it's
book
gonna
that
be
guy.
less of them because now it's gonna be like, all right, fuck it. He want to charge this amount. I'm gonna go to this person. Well, he's charging the same amount.
Yeah.
Right.
We got to be careful because there's no such thing as undercutting right now.
There is
be
no
careful.
such thing. There is not right now. I'm saying again, that was my point. When everything opens back up,
Yeah.
Right.
and we get back into a system of how we used to have it, or
Right.
if it'll ever be.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that
Come
again.
correct, bookers.
Yeah.
DJs
So,
are falling off left and right.
man,
Just
balls in our court now.
Balls in balls in our court. So yeah, LA is shut down again. I feel like all the day parties are about to pop off in July. I was hearing about, Sky Bar and Highlight Room was reopening.
it had a real
It had to reopen. It's like 4th, right? On the 4th.
No,
a lot of venues were
It
opening.
was the
on
last week.
Yeah.
A
And
lot
then,
of venues were opening up. I
Yeah.
heard Poppy's was opening up. This was supposed to open up this
Yeah.
weekend. It was a couple of spots, and I know a couple of DJs that were, excited to get out there and ready. This would be technically their official first weekend getting back out there and doing
Yeah.
their thing. I know a couple of DJs that.
Have you guys been to
What's
any
it called?
parties?
No, hell no.
No, I don't think so.
I've been to
can't recall.
a small gathering. I guess you can call it an outdoor party because wifey did something
But
for.
that was at a house.
No. It was at a lounge,
a lounge.
like an
The
outdoor
lounge that
lounge
we met
thing.
you at?
Yeah.
That
But
was a fun
again, it
night.
was and she only did it because it was a friend's birthday or some shit like that.
hey, not to sidetrack, y'all need to tune into Rell's Wednesday night.
Tuesday night,
Tuesday and Wednesday. isn't
Tuesday
it?
and Wednesday. You're right.
Yeah.
Trouble Tuesdays.
I caught last Wednesday and I caught this past Tuesday. Rell puts on a fucking vibe.
I appreciate
he does
that,
a
man.
Q&A.
I appreciate that, man.
He does trivia. What rapper died on March 9th?
I don't do all that, nigga.
Every trivia is related to
Who
New
makes
York.
the best French fries?
Yeah, every trivia is related to. It's a New York answer, guaranteed New York answer. But yeah, no, you guys really need to check that out because if you're not, I don't get enough hip hop in my life right now, so I just tune into your shit. I throw it on
Oh, yeah, I
while I'm
appreciate
doing
it, yeah.
stuff and
Yeah, I
keep
appreciate
tabs.
it. Yeah,
Hey,
I-
man, you missed my guest set.
Oh yeah, last
When was
Tuesday. Last Tuesday I did it. He
The
came
first
in.
one, yeah, the first one.
The first one that I did, the first Tuesday that I did, he came in and finished the last hour.
All right.
I'll be back. Don't you?
Let me know. Yeah.
I'll be back.
Shoot me a line. Let me know.
Yeah.
I'm around.
Yeah, I
ain't
appreciate
hard
it.
to find.
I appreciate it. It's just kind of, it was just a different way to kind of do the streaming thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just kind of present it. I appreciate the graphics and the green screening and shit like that. And I knew that like, all right, I don't want to go there. And I wanted to make it the reason why I chose it to do it that way is because me personally as a DJ, I feed off the energy of a crowd. Like that's my high as a DJ.
Sure.
And DJing in the studio just was just like, all right, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so it was like, how can I still get that same
It's like a
energy?
bigger purpose than just playing for yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
how can I still get that same energy from the quote unquote crowd? And it was just like, all right, I'm just going to interact with the people in the chat room more and get the comments, create questions, create something that's going to be like, yo, so we light this shit up. And I don't have that many people in there, but the comments go fucking crazy. So, you know what I mean? Everybody has a
But
good
the
time.
people that are in there are close to you and they're like, it's like a genuine, authentic vibe.
Yeah, definitely. And then the people I had quite this past stream, I had quite a few people that listened to the podcast that came in and then were like, yo, we listen to the podcast all the time. You guys are dope. Finally get to hear you spin. This is dope, blah, blah, blah. And then they saw like we were asking the questions and shit like that. We talk about sex and all that shit in there, whatever. One dude was in there from South Africa. Yeah, I mean, he got in there mad late, but he's still
it's South African time.
He was probably just waking up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so
South Africa.
Yeah, shout out South Africa.
Jurassic.
So I mean, I appreciate it, man. It was dope. We had a good time. It was fun. This past one, I think I DJ'd for like 5 hours, and I was like, God damn, all right, I gotta shut it down because I had to take wifey to the airport at like 4 a.m. So,
Oh yeah, she's out of town.
Yeah, she's in Connecticut right now.
Oh, so we getting ratchet at the house?
Yeah, let's go. You ain't saying nothing but a word.
Oh, we streaming tonight.
we streaming tonight.
Yeah, we
I'll bring the weed, you bring the problems. Come on, man, I'm out
Oh
here.
my God. And moving on.
Well, not to get sidetracked.
Back to depressing ass LA.
Back
LA
on
scene.
track.
Yeah.
We didn't even get to have our. We didn't even get together, have a bite to eat together. That's how quickly this all changed.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we haven't. That's right. Have you guys been to you guys try to go to like any restaurants or anything?
Oh yeah, I've been to a couple sit downs.
What about you, Joe?
I went to the Village out in Topanga
Oh,
just to
yeah.
have some
That's-
ice cream.
yo, that
I
out
sat
there?
out there by myself. That shit's a fucking vibe.
This nigga old.
Sam went away for a week, and I was just like, I went there twice. Had Sloan's ice cream, sitting out
Sitting
there
there with your loafers on and
This
shit.
motherfucker goes across the street from the mall where I have a store and doesn't even say what's up to me.
It was closing. Like I was there at 9
That nigga out
p.m. Like you're shut
They
down.
gonna put you on
The perfect time.
They gonna put you on the predator list.
I'm chilling with the
Pedophile
koi
out
fish.
here.
Like I
Koi
know.
fish? What the fuck are you doing?
This nigga.
Fam, it's a vibe.
It's like watching. You're like sitting there watching the kids play with the little leaf
Exactly.
set up. Fucking.
The statue kids. But anyway, my point is, like Volcano was open. People were indoor,
yeah.
outdoor. Not all the restaurants, most of them were closed, in fact. But yeah, some spots.
Yeah, I mean, it was dope. I got to check out like 2 or 3 spots. It was just dope to be served food, not have to make your own food and drink and shit for a chance.
Sushi.
You know what I mean?
By some motherfucker that looked like walk out of a laboratory.
Yeah, exactly. Put the screen shit on.
Comes out with beakers. You're drinking a beaker.
Yeah, we definitely had to go get some sushi soon as shit opened up. So
I had Korean barbecue 3 times.
damn. We ain't touched Korean barbecue. Fuck. Now
Bro,
everything's
that was
closed.
the first thing I went
Now
for.
everything is goddamn closed again. Great.
I told a Korean person that they were like, sounds like barbecue at home.
Yo,
Make me
you know, speaking of Koreans, I saw a video, the last World Cup when Korea beat another team for Mexico to advance to the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
And Mexicans had Koreans raised on their shoulders.
Yes.
Random Korean people. These Korean people had no idea what was going on. And then there was like because when Mexico wins a game in the World Cup, it's all hell breaks loose out here.
Oh my God.
And random Korean people just walking down the street, Mexican people surrounding them, cheering, and the Korean people like, what the fuck is going on? They probably weren't even Korean. They probably saw Chinese
or something.
But these Korean dudes that were with it were like, fuck it, we're out, but we're glad to help you guys. Yeah. That shit had me crying. I rewatched that all over again.
Unity, baby. Unity.
Yeah.
Unity.
Countries working together.
We're all in it together.
Yeah. Mike, you brought up an interesting point of relationships during this pandemic. Yesterday in our little interview on our meeting. I wanted you to expound and expand on that. Because it really is an interesting look at how we bond and how our relationships evolve throughout DJing and even during this pandemic.
Sure. No, I think what I brought up with you guys was just it's been an interesting time to observe how people have like maneuvered through maybe some of the more quote unquote controversial, but I'm gonna say more impactful moments that we've gone through in this country. I'm sure the rest of the world's looking at the USA like, look at these bozos. But,
Yeah.
And I used to want to move there.
Yeah, and
Right.
the last 3 years when I would travel out of the country, I'd feel like kind of embarrassed to
Yo,
be from
I would
America.
feel like a dumbass, bro.
Because I'm like, I know you're looking and laughing at me.
I mean, now we know why like France looks at tourists like idiots because we
Yeah.
might be. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. So then I guess in retrospect, just going through the timeline and especially Twitter and different things like that, you're just like kind of observing the people that you kind of quote unquote like fuck with, and you realize like you don't really have the same like vision that you thought because you have a similar thing, right? Like I've always thought, at least in DJing, like we come from all different backgrounds and different situations. Joe and I, although grew up in the same neighborhoods, we definitely come from different scenarios and families and different things like that. Me and Rell became close because we were setting up fucking speakers for this a DJ. You know what I mean? Like, and we went to a DJ school, and that's
Duke.
how we met. You know what I mean?
Duke.
That's
That's
Duke.
how we gonna refer to him as Duke.
That's Duke. So anyway, Duke brought us together. Yeah. So I mean, when you're in a industry like ours, there's a lot of people that you meet that found their way through nightlife into some sort of a career, and you support each other, whether it be events, birthdays, and whatnot. And then when you realize after you networked all this time, sometimes people have different ideas and ideologies, and I don't like to get into. I've always said I never wasn't a political guy, but I think when things are just at such a large scale now, and we're seeing the country kind of some parts unite, but also not, almost the exact opposite. You kind of take a step back and you're like, do I really want to work with this person ever again? Or complete other side, you might have said, I don't really fuck with this person. And then you realize this person's down to roll for what you believe in. And you're like, you know what? I want to support that person.
Yeah. Yeah. And just to take it a little bit deeper, when you're in high school,
Sorry.
and what was
We
that?
both just,
Yeah.
we both,
Mickey and I had a moment.
we like, just both looked at you
Oh, okay.
as we were going to take it deeper.
Was it a look out of love or was it a look out of here we
We
go?
were just
It was a
interested
look at
to
a
know.
Oh,
Well,
suspicion, interested. Got it. All right. Sean's on his phone. Got it. All right.
what's
So-
new?
So what? Just when you go to high school, you're with a clique, and you think you're going to be with these guys for the rest of your life, right? Like
Yeah.
these are going to be your dogs forever, and
True.
you probably don't end up talking to any of them except once in a great while. Same thing when I went to college. You form special bonds, and people come, people go. And this industry, to me, is no different. In that moment, you connect with people for whatever it is, whether it's to win a baseball game or to because you have the same classes with this guy, or you hang around the same people. And in DJing, it's like, we both want to get the best bookings. We both want to grow. So let's help each other in the process. And you're cool enough to work with and to connect with and all that. But this shit, not to sound cynical, but these relationships are going to come and go.
Yeah.
And I truly think that we are put in front of each other for the purpose of that moment. And it's fine if I don't ever talk to so-and-so again, because we had a moment where we were supposed to connect and grow and have some fun and make the most of it. And then there's going to be a time where it's just like, where we just go our separate ways and we're not going to we're not going to be as connected as we were before. And that's, and I'm not saying that you're saying there's something wrong with it, but it's perfectly fine that you don't have the same connection with this individual or with these group of people, because you just can't look at it in a negative way or say, I'm disconnected because he has different beliefs now that I know what's going on in this pandemic. It's just like, all right, cool. We had our 2 years of hustling and getting after it. And, we threw some shots back. We took some girls down. We got some bookings, made some money together. But I don't need to be working with you forever. I don't need to be hustling with you forever.
Right.
We can just keep it moving, and there's no sweat off my back, and shouldn't be any sweat off yours.
Yeah.
So what do you do when the person that gives you the biggest contract says all lives matter? Like they're the ones paying you the most.
That's it. Yeah.
It's easy for us to say, no, let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
Let's have a conversation. And I want to know why you think all lives matter, because this isn't a political thing. It's just a human thing. So why do you feel this way? And if you're some arrogant dude, I don't know, it's so easy to sit here and say this, and it's so easy for our listeners to say, yeah, I would do that too. So yeah, I'd like to think
when they present that bag in front of your face, you're like,
yeah, like how can we
maybe
work
I
around
don't give
this?
a fuck about what you think politically, and I'm gonna get this bag.
Yeah, there's two ways of looking at it.
Maybe I'll fucking them by charging the full rate.
But at the end of the day, if you say that, because everything is attached to something now. So at the end of the day, if you say that and so-and-so's paying you 10 racks to do a show, every show, and he's parading around and celebrating all lives matter and celebrating don't wear masks because that's the Republican way, or that's not what our president does. How comfortable are you going to be to take that 10 racks? It's some guys will be comfortable and they'll say, fuck it. I got cars to buy. I got a dream house to buy. I got just shit to buy for my wife or whatever. But, and that's a conversation you're going to have with yourself. But yeah, it's easy to sit here and just say, yeah, I ain't with that.
I ain't with it. Yeah. No, I hear you, man. Like, yeah, I don't know. I can't speak on it. I don't know how I would respond. And like Joe, just backing up what Joe's saying. Yeah, it's easy for right now to say, nah, fuck that. I'm not fucking with him. Because I don't want to be held at a point where I'm affiliated with him. Sure. Someone else from the outside looking in and being like, yo, you work with that person?
Right.
Like, how can you work with somebody? You know what I mean?
Yeah, let me one up you. Fuck how Sean would see you. It's about how do you feel?
Yeah.
Do I feel good working with this guy? Now, if everything is, and I've said this before on this podcast, if everything is based around
money,
you're that one lump sum of money, then you're not doing it right to begin with. If you have to make a decision based on that, then your hustling isn't going the way you want it to go. Because if you're hustling the way you want it to go, you're feeling good. You're in the position to say yes or no to everything that comes your way. So if you take that, you're probably taking it because you're desperate, or going back to my previous points of what you want out of life. But if it doesn't feel good, I can almost promise you it's not for you. It has to feel good for you to do for everything. And you're probably getting offered that lump sum from that guy because you're not aligned, because you're not at peace with yourself. You don't have yourself lined up with your best interests. If anything, this could be a situation to where you learn as you go. But if you were aligned and you were on the right path and doing everything, if you were feeling good and doing everything right inside, then that guy wouldn't even approach you because he would be drawn away.
Yeah.
Through the laws of attraction, he will be drawn away from you, and you never have to deal with that shit.
Yeah.
I guess it's just I'm curious to know if you guys have felt a shift from how you perceive things and have you seen things based on what we've gone through. An example, is there companies that that support certain campaigns or certain people, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to cut that out of my use.
Absolutely. I ain't going to sit here in front. Absolutely. I've seen companies that I've either put money into, invest into, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And just, seeing where they stand on certain matters. I'm like, nah, fuck that. You won't get $1 from me. Or even people on a more personal level, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have people within our inner circle, my fiance and I in our inner circle, where we just like, oh, your true colors are showing now.
Yeah.
You've revealed your true colors. Okay, cool. We not, you know what I'm saying? We not gonna fuck with that person no more.
Yeah.
Or we're not gonna fuck with that group no more, or whatever the case. Absolutely, we definitely do it. And then again, you know, just going back to Joe's point, it's just how do you feel? And we felt uncomfortable knowing the things that we've learned about a specific group, company, person, et cetera, et cetera. We just don't feel right, and it doesn't feel good, and like we're not gonna put ourselves in that position, and just like money's not everything. At the end of the day, cool. All right, if I have to close this door, another one's gonna open. You know what I mean? I can create the possibilities of opening up another door and get another revenue of income, and et cetera, you know?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I mean,
said.
don't put yourself in that position.
True. Very true.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice that Beatsource? Well, first of all, Beatsource has been
Every
making
week.
strides.
Fucking
Man,
They
they
got
moving, boy.
something to announce. They got integrations and partnerships, and the most recent one is one that I've probably been waiting
you
for,
hyped about it.
and I'm very excited
As soon
about.
as I seen it, I was like, "Oh, Mickey about to jump on this quick."
Yeah. No. I forget. Can you do you look? Do you know? the
I
name?
got it.
You
I
got
can
it.
read it,
All right.
yeah.
Cool.
We announced Beatsource links compatibility with music migration service SoundIs. The service allows DJs to seamlessly transfer their playlists from Spotify
So nice, you had to say
into
it twice.
Beatsource Link. This integration has come just in time following the end of Spotify's support for DJ software earlier this week planned. Beatsource Link is currently available in Pioneer DJ Recordbox, Algorithm, DJ, and DJ Pro, Virtual DJ, and Hercules, with more integrations being announced soon, of course. And if you really want to see more to it, there's a link in the DJcity blog. DJ TLM breaks it down. Shout out to him.
Dope.
Our brother from the UK.
Yeah. Spotify was never integrated with Serato,
He's
right?
Amsterdam, right?
Is he? Yeah, you're right. They're not all from UK.
No, that's just Mo Jackson.
It's just Mo Jackson.
Generalizing. What an asshole.
Europe.
Spotify,
He's from Europe.
Spotify they were never integrated with Serato, right? It was just Tidal, right? And SoundCloud.
Wait, who?
With Spotify and Serato didn't have anything, right?
No,
it was just
Spotify
Tidal.
was on one other thing. Tidal did have the integration. SoundCloud did.
And SoundCloud, yeah, Tidal and SoundCloud. So.
Yeah, but Beatsource is on their way.
Beatsource is there, baby. Don't
They're
worry.
chipping away at it. Keep an eye on them.
Listen, man.
Yeah, they're grinding.
They're laying the clues out.
Invest in stock.
Curating, and that was the cheat code to be able to just rap caviar, be ready for you.
Mm-hmm.
And all the lovely other playlists. It's funny, as stupid as it sounds, like I didn't realize that you could do group playlists for a while, and when I realized that, you guys are aware of this, right?
Group
Oh,
playlists?
so I might be putting you on.
On
You might-
Spotify?
Yeah.
I'm not subscribed.
So you all
I
right,
am.
then. You can do group playlists. So like I'll do for research purposes only. So nobody goes into my Spotify and they see, TikTok's top 100 like songs. Nobody thinking that that's just one of my playlists that I like to listen to for my enjoyment.
Mm-hmm.
Like no, it's strictly for research. Or there's drug dealer rap music. That's enjoyment for sure. So and you can group folders of playlists
Oh,
on
shit.
Spotify.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
what's up.
And so now,
Might have to fuck with that.
Yeah.
I only got Spotify to listen to Joe Budden podcast. I'm not going to lie to y'all.
you can listen to it for free.
You can listen for free because that's
Yeah,
all
I
listen.
can, but then
You got used
wifey,
to Spotify.
I got used to Spotify, and wifey had the account, so we can share the account or whatever. So I went on there for the playlist because I was hearing really good things about the playlist. I just haven't really, explored it as much as I should. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, man, my loyalty is to Apple, but because everything is Apple.
I'm not mad at Tidal either.
But I mean, I'm not.
Tidal pays more than all those.
What?
Tidal pays more for your original music.
Oh, as content provider.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
And then I heard that the higher subscription for Tidal, like the music, the listening.
Oh, the listening quality is
It's
crazy.
crazy, right? Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I've been
Mickey's
hearing.
been preaching about that for a while.
Only because of the J Electronica album, when they dropped it on Tidal, it was like night and day.
Mhm.
We were
Oh.
listening to it, right? I was like, yo, when I heard it on Apple versus how I heard it in
Tidal? Yeah.
I was like, I mean,
Mhm.
they've got to favor whoever Jay's involved with or their camp, right? Like they'll purposely like give you the highest version of that album to hear it differently. Because that bitch banged. And I was like, oh shit.
Marketing, baby.
Yeah. So shout out to Beatsource.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Another one
For them.
In the band.
Amazing.
And staying in the same vein of nerdy DJ stuff, you guys see the update to Phase?
Man, I saw it. I didn't update my phases yet, though. I've been trying to.
Come on, you're our Phase.
Man, you know what?
Correspondent on the floor, correspondent.
And then I have my boy who's like the tech. Shout out to Cleveland Terry.
Yeah.
And I had him up, and I said, "Yo, am I upgrading or not?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, anytime before I buy a piece of gear or touch a software update or anything like that, I'll always go to him and I go, am I doing this or not?
Right.
And he'll give me the breakdown and he'll tell me, even if he expresses why he doesn't like something, it won't, to me, I'll be like, that don't bother me, so I'm gonna go do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I talked to him, he hasn't updated his yet. So I'm like, all right, you didn't update yours yet.
What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
It's not gonna be any worse than it was.
Yeah. I mean, but actually, believe it or not, mine's has been really solid.
Yeah.
Like I said, that stream that I did on Tuesday, almost 4 hours, they probably died like the last 30 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
But
of
they
my
still
set.
died.
Yeah, they did.
That's
Only one of them did. Only one did, actually. One that started to die, and then I just took them both off.
Right.
I just used the needles for the rest of the
Needles,
thing. But
what are those?
What's the needle?
Jesus Christ, Joe. Get off them CDJs, boy.
Yeah, I haven't touched CDJs since.
I know, since the pandemic started in February. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I can't wait till they do their whole thing with the Serato where you don't need the cords to plug into the mixer anymore.
True.
This is like their first portion leading into that that update, that software update. But apparently they changed 70 things about
bugs.
this new update, bugs or whatever about this. So I'm curious. I haven't heard anything about it yet.
How many
Have you guys?
bugs are in this thing?
Yeah.
Get Terminex.
Yeah, I mean, you guys don't have phases, right?
Put a 10 over it.
You guys don't have phases. So some of the issues, like, I mean, me that I've been personally experiencing is that it will go into internal mode or just by itself. It will just go into.
Sean, you had that experience?
No, it was doing that to me when we're doing the stream. Obviously, I didn't know how to troubleshoot it, but
yeah. Well, you're a DJ. You got to figure this shit out.
I know that's what he always says.
Tough love.
Yeah.
Me and Rell grew up in an environment where you didn't have lights.
Yeah. Figure it out. But yeah, so it goes in internal mode and like it will sometimes change like the pitch of the song that you're playing in the moment, but you can just go right back to put it back into relative extremely quickly. And it'll just go back. Yeah, it does it. It'll do it once in a while.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I tell myself I'm too fast when I'm like scratching, I'm too fast, so this shit won't catch up. So like this shit will just like, you know how like you see the waveform just rewinding backwards, and I just have to let it go, and then it'll just catch back up, and I'm like, oh man. So those are just some of the minor issues that I've experienced using my phases. But for the most part, all the other shit that they've had, like they've been solid, man. Everybody, I know that. Shout out to Night Train. I know that he's been using his on his stream. Yeah. He said he hasn't used his in months, but they've been working for him as well. DJ Bad uses his on all the time.
Look, FaZe, if you want Dainjazone and myself to give you guys a proper,
we're here.
Flowers.
Y'all want the free ones
before we keep bashing?
Yeah.
Y'all want free?
Because as long as I don't have it for free, that shit sucks.
Hey, you didn't get
look
Serato for free.
I got a funny ass story about FaZe. You trying to figure out your face right now?
No. I was doing an undo.
Are you scratching right now?
You updating?
I was doing an undo.
You got to shake it to update? It's like a solar light, a flashlight. You got to shake it.
You got the blow in the face like a Nintendo 64.
Hey.
We were at, the hell is that thing called? At NAMM.
Yeah.
And FaZe had a setup, and then I don't know if I told you a story, but Ease was there. Maybe we should bleep Ease's name out. But he's doing the demo for them, and then he's literally like cutting it up and going ham, right, doing his thing, doing a routine, and then he looks so frustrated with the with the FaZe, and he looks over to the tech guy. He's just like, "Yo, them shits is not working," and then they're lagging. And the guy just like, I don't think spoke English or something, or like he just wasn't like. So the guy just like, and he's just like, just hit him with the shrug, and then he was just like, "Fuck."
Yeah, I think it's just I don't think they were realistic to how fast the human hand can go when it comes to cutting. Because a lot of these like advanced cutters, like how quick their hand is, and for it to be that accurate and stay on point. I think that's a lot of issues that some of these DJs that have been experiencing. It's just like it won't pick up on like how fast you can go in it. And like I said, I've done it myself, and I'm not the most advanced, scratcher.
Let's look at it like this, because I never really care to wrap my head around it, but it just hit me. When Apple put out their first phone, it was just like, yeah, I know there's like Steve Jobs was like, yeah, there's shit wrong with it, but just put it out, get the people excited, and then we'll figure out the updates as we go. I think that's probably the same story with
there's money in
like
you
put it out.
it.
Let's disrupt the industry, because everyone wanted to see the Newmark shits that are like CDJs, but you can use them as turntables. That was I remember that was the focus of that NAMM, and then Phase came out of nowhere. It's like, just put it out. Yeah, there's bugs with it. We'll figure it out as we go. And now you have the attention of every DJ that loves the scratch and that still wants to rock on turntables.
Yeah.
So I think they know what they were doing, but it was just a matter of getting more money and updating the technology, I guess.
Yeah, I mean the potential is there, man. I've used them a couple of times in the club, where in the club itself, I've used CDJs specifically because of the bass underneath either the stage or the table, and when you use a needle, it just kind of vibrates the fucking needle and it makes it annoying. Right. So I've actually used phases in a club like that, and they was flawless, bro. And I was like, man, bringing turntables back to the club is going to be the shit right now. As long as no one's spilling their fucking drinks.
Will that stop the face?
I don't know.
Will it phase the face?
It might.
Well, having girls in the booth should be phased out of your life, bro.
I mean, people, don't just say girls. People. Not just the women that be fucking up.
You know the narrative I'm trying to paint right now.
Man, listen.
Man.
Guys be playing grab ass too, bro.
Yeah. All close and shit. Come on, man.
Bumping my elbow, man.
Anyway.
Like, people see you in the booth, bro. You don't just chill. Sit down. I'm giving you free drinks. Sit down. Humble yourself.
So, Ro, this last week, was it like a New York holiday? Kind of between, being able to experience a fun little
celebration.
Bro.
Versus.
Man,
were you wearing Timberlands when you were watching?
Yeah,
Did you have the Yankee fitted on?
I had my Yankee fitted on. I did have my Yankee fitted on.
Did you have a North Face vest?
I didn't. It's too hot for that shit.
Yeah, but you could have cranked up the AC and celebrated Brooklyn and every borough.
Yeah, no. But I thoroughly enjoyed that versus. And I at first, when they announced it, I was like, oh, I think Fab's gonna win this one.
Yeah.
I said, I think Fab's gonna win this. And my reason of saying Fab is going to win this is because of his R&B selection.
Right.
He has his hit selection.
Yeah, it's just hits, R&Bs. You know what I mean? Not to say, because the reason why I didn't want to say hits is because Jada got hits, but they're not. They're not the R&B softer side or whatever. I mean, he has his shit, like he's on Mary J shit. He's on Mariah Carey's, one of Mariah Carey's biggest tracks of all time.
Right.
Whatever. But boy, oh boy, did Jada go in there and mop this fool. I was like, woo.
He took him to the gutter, man.
And he said it on the JVP. Like, he was like, listen, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna start the narrative. I'm gonna carry the narrative. I'm gonna change the narrative on him. I'm gonna control it.
When he's dropping the first track, he can do that because Fab. People are gonna look at Fab some type of way if he plays a Mariah track with the freestyle from Clue. That Jada had.
But that's where I felt like he should have done that.
Yeah,
we knew that Jada was gonna go that street shit.
You know what? I could have swore I heard Fab say in passing, "I'm just going with whatever the DJ's
playing."
And I'm just like, oh well, this isn't gonna be a fair, because and not to say the DJ didn't know what he was doing, but it's not Fab deciding.
Exactly, this is DJ.
And then I didn't see the last 10. I saw the first 10. I didn't see the last 10. But I'm realizing that the DJ just got roasted.
He was so drunk, he was yelling at him.
Yeah. Jadakiss got drunk. Yeah.
Yelling at his DJ or Fab's DJ?
Both of them, yeah. He's like, come on, Booth, you cheating now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think Fab tried to play Jada's game instead of just being in his lane. And you can clearly tell that Jada walked in there with a game plan.
Yeah.
You could tell that he walked in there with a game plan.
He was strategic.
He was ready. He
He
knew.
said he prepped a week.
Yeah, he said, man, I had a week and a half ready for this. He was like, my son came to me asking me if I was gonna play X, Y, and Z or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And then it seemed like Fab and his DJ just put all his songs in a crate, and they were winging it.
Yeah,
Right.
no.
And I was just like, nah, that's not gonna work, bro. This is Jadakiss, like, and he tried to play. I think he kind of tried to play Jada, especially on the second half of the game. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, he ain't played nothing off the Soul Tape shit.
Did he play Baby? Did he play that joint?
Nope. He ain't play
He played the Dre's playlist.
There was so many
Performance list.
Man, there was so many tracks, but there was a lot of tracks that neither one of them played that I was thinking off the top. And then, you know, when Jay did the interview or when they called him on the podcast or whatever, and he was just like, yeah, I had it. He said, I had this shit in the bag, but I didn't have to use it. He was like, I had it in the bag, but I didn't have to use it. And I was like, man, you know what I mean? So he was ready, yo. I give him more props because everybody, you know, he walked in there, the underdog, and that boy came out swinging. And I was like, man.
Yeah. Jada was nice, man.
It was
I
refreshing.
forgot. I can't lie. I forgot how nice he was. Like, holy shit.
Man.
This dude.
I was telling him, I was like, yo, his verse on World War III, that Rough Rider shit,
Yeah.
I was like,
Jesus.
That beat.
that
man,
shit.
That's a legendary.
Tugboats.
Yo.
Man, that shit. Anyways.
Yeah. You know what? I should have mentioned this earlier in the pod when we were talking about shutdown, but I saw Boston is going to be stuck in phase 4 until they find a vaccine. Basically, no bars and nightclubs are allowed to be open until there's a vaccine.
Damn, Boston.
That's cold, man.
Wait.
So sorry.
How's that phase 4? Isn't that phase 1?
For them, I'm assuming it's phase 4 because they say we're going to be stuck in phase 4 until there's a vaccine.
I thought that just means everything's going to stay open till.
Well, everything but bars and nightclubs.
Oh, then yeah.
But that city lives off of bars and nightclubs. Like,
Time to put a kitchen in those clubs.
man.
Yeah.
I saw West Hollywood.
But that's how they got rid of so that's what they did in LA. At first it was just like, yo, bars gotta shut down. Bars and nightclubs gotta shut down unless the bars sell food.
Yeah.
But then they followed it up being like restaurants gotta shut their dine-in.
Yeah.
So it's back to either pickup or delivery for restaurants.
I tell you what, man, if this were 10 years ago when SBE was running Hollywood, they would be doing extremely well right now with all things considered. And I say that because their loophole to opening so many clubs and getting a liquor license was quote unquote having a restaurant, you know, having a kitchen. So in the first so many weeks of being open, they would have food brought out, you know, chicken wings, shit like that. And having strawberries and pineapples like technically means that it's coming from the kitchen, which means, you know, you're using the restaurant part of it. And then somehow there was investigating and they got exposed and they come to find out most of these clubs, if not all of them, were using the kitchen as storage places and coat where you check in coats. And I think all their venues, it was a wrap for all their venues. But yeah, they're a little bit more smarter now.
Yeah, they're not
Not
playing,
SBE, but
they're not playing no games right now. They citing everybody. They will run up on you if you don't have. If your waiters are supposed to have mask and the face guard on, they're citing everybody. They're citing everybody, and you get like, you know, it's same rules. You know, 3 strikes and you're out. They take away your license, your business license, or whatnot.
Mike, Mickey, what you doing over there? You working out a deal?
Yeah. Trying to sell this Dior one.
You got a pair?
We have one coming in.
Oh shit!
It's your size.
It's shit.
How much?
It's not my price tag though.
No, it is not.
Can we put the price on it?
He'll never,
Even your man's
he'll
got it.
never ever tell you what you can or cannot buy. But that one,
he was like, "No."
Sean jumped in so
Hey,
fast.
you know, you gotta look out for your boy. He might make a rash decision.
Friends,
right
don't do
now.
it.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Nah, I am not.
You
here
always
for
gotta
that,
get a second opinion. You feel me?
We'll see.
Mike, is it a wrap for Virgil?
Nah, he got one more time.
You got one more strike?
He got one more strike. Tell him,
Yeah,
Mike.
it is 2 out of 3. But boy, what he did for Pop Smoke's album
Or lack thereof.
probably took 10 minutes by one of his designers, and is just tough.
That shit is horrible, bro.
I mean, here's the thing, man. Like, there's been things that could be considered lazy and then end up being great. The remix we were just talking about. Shake Sonora.
Yeah.
Real quick story. I don't even know what year that was. Like 2011, 2010.
Whenever Shake came out by Pitbull.
Yeah, whatever.
We're posting.
No, it was way after. Because Shake was still on vinyl. That when we got it.
Then that was 7. That was like 6 or 7 because I had it on vinyl when I was still playing vinyl.
I had it on vinyl too. Yeah.
And then,
so
but I didn't learn how to make remixes till like
10.
Probably 2010.
We making them live on Cool.
Really get into Ableton. Yeah. Anyway, that ended up being Crack for DJ's top selling Latin song of all time, right? But given not a Latin music happening at the time.
No.
So that doesn't say much.
Well, there was a conga joint. Is that considered Latin?
But Steve Wonder was on the better
varsity team.
better varsity.
We were on the JV team.
We were out here out selling a frosh style.
Yeah.
But anyway, that took zero work other than lining things up at the time.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be successful. Well, if anyone's ever seen Virgil Abloh, it's probably the best thing ever. His keynote speech at Harvard, it's actually a really good speech. But his theory is not changing more than 5% or 4% or something like that.
Yeah. And
the ideology is that you can still resonate with people without changing too much. The problem with that on the creative side is you draw inspiration from a lot of people, and inspiration is constantly confused as theft in the design world.
Yeah.
And so I see hundreds of designs a week from clothing lines and apparel designs, and I could one day have forgotten completely that I had seen this one thing, and then out of nowhere I'm like, oh, I got an idea. In reality, I had already seen it once. And so I could see how like this is seen. I mean, it's definitely lazy, but considering his previous work. But I think he's just detached at this point, and he's so big. And
so why do it?
I mean, that's his fault. Well, because Pop.
I mean, I get Pop that asked him to do it, and you know what I mean. But if it's just like, if you're not in the mindset to give it your full attention, especially because the man passed away. So you the
thing is, I think that was him giving it attention. Like, unfortunately.
Hey, listen, and if that is, it wasn't good enough.
Look, there's a book out there called Steal Like an Artist, and it's one of the best. I got it from Mickey for his birthday.
It's in his bathroom. You heard that?
Yeah, that's where I read the most.
Where people read the most. You know where what's his name keeps his Grammy? Drummer from the Roots, Questlove.
Where?
In the bathroom. I mean, last time he talked about it, he was in the bathroom and he said that's where people go to the most, so they'll see it in the bathroom. But back to Steal Like an Artist. Everyone's into inspirational self-help and those types of books. That's probably one of the best books I've ever read because it just basically gives examples of guys like Kobe stealing from Jordan and Queen stealing from this group and that group. And it's like some of the biggest names who have stole and used other ideas and really have made it their own. And if anything, it gets you over your insecurities and puts you in a space to just not overthink. Because I think as creatives, we overthink, right?
Yeah.
And we know I don't want to sound, it has to sound, And personally, when I make my remixes, I keep it in the same, I keep it similar to the chorus, the way that the rhythm of the chorus is. So when the drop hits, it sounds similar to what your ears are already comfortable or what your ears already know. Like one of the best examples is Clockwork's remix of Avicii's hit. What was the name of that hit? Feeling. It sounded just
Levels?
like the original, huh?
Levels?
Oh, Levels. Yeah, Levels. Yeah. It sounded just like Levels, the original, but he just made it beefier and just made it, I don't know, more big room or he just tweaked it enough, but it was extremely usable in the club. And I always went to using that because it was familiar. People want to hear what they know, right?
Right.
So if you want to like give them something a little bit different, but still keep it familiar, you drop Clockwork's remix of Levels. So like I get what Virgil is saying and like his approach. Even John Krasinski from The Office, he said when they first started filming The Office, it was completely different than what people were used to, but their vision was to make it like he said, if you can take a concept and make it just 3% different than what people are used to, you can revolutionize the whole thing. Yeah. Like Office, the directors of Office didn't go in there trying to flip it on its head and remix the shit out of it. They just tweaked what people already knew and kept it relatable and kept it easy to digest. And The Office became The Office, this grand thing. So
I don't care, man. Virgil dropped the ball on this shit.
At the end of the day, he fucked up.
I mean, look, he fucked up, and maybe in his own indirect way, just like when he sent $50, he inspired others to get involved and want to present a better opportunity. I gotta say, 50 Cent posted a lot of different iterations of what the album cover could look like.
Yeah.
And there were some fire ones in there.
Yeah.
So.
But why not do that from jump?
Creatives can be weird, man.
Yeah, I mean, I get. I guess so. I guess I.
Have you ever looked at a?
Sometimes they want you to peel the orange, and they want to keep the peels.
I don't know, man.
They're different.
There's a lot of things in fashion I don't understand sometimes, but I they've ultimately. I mean, look, the deconstructed collection he did for Nike and Jordan. Like, how many people when they first saw Off-White shoes, Off-White collab with Nike, they're like, "What the fuck is this shit? And why are people even paying for that?"
Yeah.
But then it became this like revolutionary thing.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, everybody's writing on their shoe.
And also, if you get the right people to wear it.
I mean, that's part of the influence, of course. I mean, look, I've seen V-Lone make some weird shit. I mean, I've seen there's another brand that does what he just did, but I mean, it just comes down from, whatever your different influences.
Yeah, well, hopefully they figure that out.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Virgil, you got one more.
I like to think Pop
One more
Smoke's
strike.
camp took that as a slap in the face. And
No. Steven Victor posted on Instagram.
You sure?
And he's taking care of everything.
Okay.
For Pop
But
Smoke.
I mean,
It's
the
it's all
shooters,
good.
like the dudes that don't understand, the dudes that are ignorant.
Oh yeah.
I imagine they were just like,
might
yo.
be feeling some type of way.
Yeah, they got those. Those are street dudes.
Oh,
Those are real street dudes.
I bet you they thought it was dope.
That
Think
too.
so?
I think they thought it was dope.
You think so?
Because Virgil did it.
I don't think anybody felt it was whack.
Those are the type that do it for a Louis belt?
Until the professionals. Yeah, probably.
I thought it was whack
that's
before
all
I
he
heard
really
anybody
knows.
say it.
Yeah. It was,
But again, that's just, we're creative. So, you know what I mean? But I hear what you're saying.
I feel like the professionals that understand what goes into the work, that knew that the amount of time it took to create that, if you knew what it would look like, because that's the difference. You don't know his creative process and what that process looked like or how long it took.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I knew what I wanted it to look like, that it takes you 15, 20 minutes to remake that. But if you don't know and you don't know where he pulled all these different things, for all we know, he could have had a calligraphy artist make all the letters, but it just looks like he pulled it from a website. So that's the disconnect too. So I think somebody thought it was dope for sure. I could see that style being considered dope because of the way fashion is trending. But the end result just didn't translate with the pros.
Then,
And that's why he got called out
All right.
for
Well,
the second time in
Hopefully.
a quarter.
Jesus.
another quarter.
Man, I hope Virgil makes it to the end of the year before getting that third strike.
Right.
Because cancel culture is strong right now.
Strong.
They're on them tough.
But then again, we had just almost forgotten about his $50
$250s.
thing. Or $250s.
Because he had to donate 20 racks after that. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We're about to get out of here. Make sure you listen to our globalization mixes on Sirius XM channel 13.
Yep.
Myself and Greg Grooves will be holding it down. Shout out to Grey Grooves. And shout out to who we had last week, Kaz.
Mhm.
Yeah, Kaz killed it. And Miki, you went on with him, right? Yeah, you guys did a great job. And yeah, so look out for those. And if you miss it live, you can catch it on Mixcloud at MikiDz Show. And that is it for us.
Peace.
Thanks for tuning in.